Before we begin with the introductions, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Tualatin Way. This is really our school motto and what we believe in. And the Tualatin Way is an acronym. And the first piece of the acronym is the W, which is We Care. We Care means that no matter who you are, a member of the community, a teacher, a student, a neighbor, that everyone has a place in our building. Everyone has a piece to attribute to our community. And so that when we make decisions as a school, when we work as partners, that partnership is very important for us to be able to educate our children well. And so I want you to know that we care for your students, we care for your family, we care for how difficult things have been in this time. And we are structuring everything that we do to meet those needs. And so if you have questions, please reach out to assistant principals, reach out to myself, reach out to our main office, and we're happy to answer what questions you have if we can't do that tonight. The A in Tualatin Way means all of you matter. Every opinion, every perspective is how we learn from each other. And when it comes to acceptance of our students, all of our students matter to us. And so when we make decisions, we try and keep all of our students in mind. When we are in the building with our students, we ask them to care for each other because they all matter. And so that's kind of how we live when we're in this building. The Y stands for You Are the Future. This class of 2024, you are the future of this country and this world. And we are so excited to be a part of your process as you find your path in the world. And we're here to help facilitate that journey. But I want you to understand that every time we're here to support you, we recognize that you are the future and that we want to help you make decisions to get to what that future looks like for you. So just a little bit of a background about how we like to incorporate students into our school. Okay, next slide, please. So there are some folks I want to introduce, and we'll introduce some of them later. So joining us in our panelist group tonight is Brian Diede, our Packbacker president, and he'll speak at the end. Our Timberwolf support organization president, and that is Heather Hale Van Cleek, and they'll speak about their organizations after our athletic director, Ted Rose, speaks. But I'd like to take a minute and just have our administrative team and also our Dean of Students introduce themselves.
Good evening, everyone. It's so great to have you all here. My name is Jackie Brody, and I'm one of the associate principals at Tualatin High School. I look forward to meeting all of the incoming class, the class of 2024, and I'm excited to work with you. And I'm excited to see all of the returning students this year too, when we get back to in person. But I'm also excited to be supporting you as you start your comprehensive distance learning this fall. I work with all the students in the high school, but particularly I work with students with the last name from OP to the end of the alphabet. So I'm at the tail end of the alphabet. You can always reach out to me if you have any questions or need anything or guidance. And I will pass it over to Kim to introduce herself.
Hey everyone, I'm Kim Holden. I'm another one of the associate principals. I also work with all the students in the building, as well as serving the beginning of the alphabet. I work with the A's through the GREs, and I consider that A's to the greats. So if you're in my alphabet code, welcome, and I'm super excited to meet you virtually or just speak with you regarding any issues that come up or questions and concerns you may have about academics to social, emotional concerns or needs that you have. I'm here to support you. So welcome and excited to meet you, class of 2024. And I'm going to pass off to Margie Ruzicka. She's our other associate principal.
Hello, everybody. I'm Margie Ruzicka, Associate Principal. I'm really looking forward to being able to meet our new incoming freshmen. The ninth grade transition is one of my primary responsibilities, and I really like working with students and getting them acclimated to the high school. I also do a lot of work with safety and building level logistics. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to send those or any other questions my direction. Happy to see you all. Looking forward to making it the best start of the year that we can in what is a very weird start of the year.
Hey everybody, welcome class of 2024. My name's Sarah Alvarado. I'm your Dean of Students. My role is really to support everybody. So I'm gonna be looking after your attendance, helping you problem solve and get to class, whether that's virtual or once we're back in the building. And I also support the assistant principals with discipline. When you hear the word discipline, you might think traditionally about breaking the rules or getting in trouble, but at Tualatin High School, discipline is really seen as a way for us to care for each other and be part of a community and connection. So my job is to help reel you into that. And I'm looking forward to meeting you all both in person and virtually. And I know it's weird to be doing this, which is normally an exciting night in person, to be doing this all on the computer, but we are all feeling that same strangeness. So together we shall overcome. Looking forward to meeting you.
So it's my pleasure to pass this part of the presentation on to Kat Toms, who is here tonight representing our amazing counseling staff who have been working really, really hard, cleaning up forecasting this week and putting student schedules together. We won't have those for you tonight, but they will be coming to you before school starts. So Kat is here tonight to talk about some of the aspects of our program and to kind of introduce you to what is academic life like at Tualatin High School. So thank you and welcome, Kat.
Thank you, Mr. DeLorma. I remembered to unmute. So next slide. Welcome, everyone. On behalf of our counseling staff, I want to welcome all of you in my Samoan ancestral greeting of Talofa. So everybody right now, let's all collectively say Talofa, which means hello. Good job. Our counseling staff, we are so excited to welcome all of you to the Tualatin High School family. And you know, for me, it really is a family affair. I've lived in Tualatin for 28 years. This is my 15th year at Tualatin High School. My husband and I raised our two kids who are Tualatin High graduates. Elizabeth was the class of '99 and she graduated from Portland State and is a high school English teacher at Portland Public. And Woody was class of '08, graduated from University of Oklahoma, and he's now in international business and marketing. And we all live in Tualatin. So welcome to the Tualatin High School family. We're excited and we can't wait to meet all of you virtually. Ninth grade is a year of transition, not just for your student, but also for your entire family. And what we provide for ninth graders and families is we go through tips for success. We encourage our students to get involved in all of our activities and athletics. We advocate to teachers and support staff on behalf of your students and for you. The biggest thing that I work with on my caseload is having them learn how to advocate for themselves. Because trust me, 4 years of high school will go by so quickly. Also, we encourage you to stay involved with your students' education and reach out to us. Because you know what, after raising 2 teenagers, I can tell you, you will need to reach out to someone in the next 4 years. And we are here to support you and to support your student. Next slide, please. And here is the awesome colleagues that I am so lucky to work with. Our caseloads are, we go by last names. So our caseloads, if you are last names A through CE, you have the incredible Lauren Biles as your counselor. Last name CHA through GRA, that's me, Kat Tongyai Toms. Last names GRE through L is Jessie Carter. Last names LO through ON is the awesome Chrissy Langer. Last names OP through SHA is Holly Polavati. And then finally, SHE through Z, you have Jen Webke. Also in our counseling office is Jose Martin Alvarez. He's our culturally responsive coordinator, and Jasmine Chavez, our family partnership advocate. These are all the support people that you will have in our counseling office. Next slide, please. We're going to give you a brief overview of what is required for graduation from Tualatin High School. Now, all of this information is found in our Tualatin High website or our district website. So just briefly, over the next 4 years, in order for your student to graduate, total credits is 26, and we break it down through language arts, which is English, 4 years of English, math, algebra 1 or higher, 3 credits there, 3 credits of science, social studies is 3 credits, second language arts, career or tech ed is 3 credits, PE is 1 credit, health is 1 credit, other electives is 8, so that's a total of 26. Next slide, please. Along with those credits for graduation, graduating seniors must demonstrate proficiency in what we call the essential skills. That's essential skills testing in reading and comprehension, your writing, as well as math. Now, don't get stressed out about these parentals and students, because these scores can be met through our Smarter Balance assessment. There are also cut scores on our national testings like ACT or SAT, or through work samples. So this is monitored by counselors, and don't you worry about it. It will get done for your students. These are requirements that have been included for admissions into all of the Oregon University schools. So essential skills is just another part of that. Next slide. This is what is required for minimum 4-year college admissions. You must have C's or higher in your core classes. And what are considered core classes? There are the English, math, science, social studies, your foreign language. You also have to maintain at least a 3.0 GPA or higher. That's at least a B average. 2 years of the same foreign language. And right now we offer Spanish 1, Spanish 2, or French 1 or French 2. Spanish also heritage speakers are included in that. Students must get up and through Algebra 2. You must complete Algebra 2 as a minimum to be considered for a 4-year university admission. And the most important things that we continue to hear from our college representatives is students being involved in activities, whether they are athletic activities or volunteering at our local organizations. That's really important, because colleges are starting to look at, well, they're not starting, they are looking at kids holistically. They'll look at the transcript and recognize, oh, they do really well in the classroom. But like Stanford's admissions rep said years ago, we want to see how that academic pursuit excellence is mirrored in the activities that the student is involved in. Next slide, please. And Margie, did you want to go through the wheel?
Sure. One of the new programs that we have at Tualatin was new last year, we're continuing this year, is an opportunity for our freshmen to be able to experience a variety of college and career exploration courses. These are things that have been designed specifically to give students an engaging and hands-on introduction into a variety of possible options as they think about college and career after high school. Things like visual arts, engineering, computer science, health occupations, leadership, a lot of really cool things that are coming out of these classes. The teachers continue to work to evolve the curriculum in these classes based on student feedback to make sure that they're most engaging and interesting courses we can make. Students will be able to experience at least 4 of these different options as they move through their freshman year.
And this is included in the required freshman courses of English 9, your math level, your biology, your focus or squad or AVID or academic seminar course, as well as PE and health And then this is what we consider the wheel, what Margie has just explained.
I'd like to add a couple more things there. So in addition, you'll notice that these requirements have not changed, even in our change of schedule and in comprehensive distance learning. How we chunk those classes together in amounts of time will be a bit different. And I'll talk about that when we get to the schedule in just a moment. But I wanted you to understand that our requirements haven't changed, and neither have our high expectations for our students. Thanks, Kat.
Thank you.
Next slide, Thor. So let's talk about our schedule a little bit. So typically in a normal school year, we have 8 periods that are blocked into an A and B schedule. But when we got feedback from parents in the spring, that was an overwhelming amount of work and online courses to have to manage for our students. So in working in partnership with many other school districts in the Willamette Valley, along with working with our teacher groups and reading through the parent surveys and working with some of our affinity groups, our affinity family groups, we took that feedback and made some schedule changes to allow for students to really focus on 4 courses at a time every single day. So while in a normal schedule at Tualatin High School, you'll be taking 8 classes in an alternate block, and you'll get used to that next year. This year, you're going to have 4 classes at a time that will change at the semester. So you're basically getting a whole semester worth of worth of work in a quarter, and a year-long course will happen within a semester because you're meeting every single day. So when you all show up on September 14th, you know, your schedule will function like this. You're going to have 4 basic classes. And believe me, you're lucky because we're starting at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I know I see some happy teenage faces out there knowing you get to sleep in a little bit. And that's one of the bonuses for us in our schedule is allowing students a little bit of time to digest in the morning, get up, have a good breakfast, be active, get your day going, have some interaction with your family before you sit down and work through your courses. So you will have 4 classes that meet 4 times a week: Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Wednesdays is a bit different day, and I'll speak about that in a second. So the model is called a 4x4 because 4 classes, 4 days a week. On Wednesdays, you'll have a synchronous check-in with your first period advisory class, where you'll just have a check-in and a 30-minute activity or 30-minute check-in with your teacher, and then you'll go into work and assignments for the rest of the day. So Wednesday is not an off day for students. We want to make sure you understand that. Wednesday is a day to be working on the assignments that have been assigned in those 4 classes throughout the week. But what I want you to understand is, even when we go back to hybrid, and I'm going to show you a slide in a second that might make this a little more confusing, you're still only taking 4 classes at a time. At the end of the semester, you'll have 4 new classes. Okay, next slide, please. So I don't want this slide to be overwhelming because all you're doing, and when you look at this slide, is you're taking your 4 classes and we split into 2 groups. So if and when it's safe for us to come back to school, and I don't know when that time is. Right now, our district has committed to going to the first full 9 weeks is going to be completely online, and then we'll reevaluate with what the state is telling us in the metrics for health and safety standards of when it's safe to come back to school. When it's safe to come back to school, whether that's in November or December or March or whenever our governor has deemed that safe, we will split into 2 cohorts. So I want you to think about that last slide. Your first period class is going to basically split in half based on alphabetic name. So if I'm in a first period biology class, my class will split into 2 groups. Half of you will be online and half of you will be in person when we have the ability to come back into school. So you'll still be in the same first period class. You'll still be expected to be in that class. You're still going to have activities to take during that time, but you will have either in-person or online instruction instead of being fully online. Many of our schools in our area will have a similar schedule when it becomes time to go hybrid, if we have that opportunity this year. Right now, we just don't know. So if we could go back 1 slide, Thor. What I want you to think about is this really is what your experience is going to be. Your first period class is going to be from 10 o'clock in the morning until 11:15 a.m. Now that includes 15 minutes of additional activities. This block is a little bit longer than your other classes. So when you come in, you're going to have a check-in. There'll be some community work. You'll be in discussion with each other. We'll have some lessons around digital citizenship. We'll have some lessons around appropriate social media use, because our online school environments are a little bit different than when we're in person. And then you'll notice our second period includes your lunch period. So this block of time, this 11:15 to 1:15, allows for our students and families who need to go visit school lunch drop-off sites to be able to do so in a safe amount of time for them to be able to get back home and still participate in their courses. So when we do move into hybrid, we'll split into 2 different lunches. But for now, we have a larger block of time so that people can go to those lunch sites and still get their required meals. And then you'll see third and fourth blocks are 1 hour long. And then we have a 30-minute online support time for students to access teachers when they have questions outside of the normal class period times, sort of like office hours. Think about it as if your teacher is sitting in their classroom and you're going to visit them. Okay? Can we go to the next slide and then the slide after? Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna have Margie talk a little bit about our next upcoming event before Kat goes into this slide. Thank you.
So if you've had ninth graders come through Tualatin before, you know we typically have a couple events to welcome our new students. A tour of the school, we have an all-day event planned by our student pack leaders. And so we have to switch to a virtual piece for that. Our student pack leaders, which is some of our upperclassmen leadership students, they're currently working on a series of videos for our incoming ninth graders that will be ready on Friday, September 11th. And those are things that they feel, as students who have experienced some of the spring virtual pieces, things that they thought would be important for students to know. Once we're able to get some students into the school, we'll be also doing a virtual tour and make that available on our website. That is going to be a little while before we're allowed to do that. And we felt it was important to have the student perspective so you can see from their point of view what is important to know about the school building itself, instead of just having the boring old adults come in and do that piece. So watch out for that. And then once we're able to come back in the building, we are also looking at planning a traditional ninth grade only new student orientation event so that you can have those experiences. Also, part of what the pack leaders do is that the pack leaders will be mentoring the freshmen, the ninth grade, and other incoming new students throughout the school year with a variety of events they're currently planning and getting a process ready for that. So we're really excited to have that kind of mentorship setting up from the start of the year. And as soon as we have information, we'll be getting that out to you, but watch for Friday, September 11th in the afternoon will be our first event.
Next slide, please.
So one of the things I would like to just say to folks, and Kat will chime in on this, the academic planning guide is available on our TUHS website. The forecasting folder is also on our homepage under links. And right now our counselors are cleaning up our forecasting sheets. But in a normal year, we do not make very many schedule changes. Adding and dropping of classes, switching of teachers, and especially in this year, we won't be granting very many requests because we have to keep those cohort groups very, very tight and controlled based on the Oregon Department of Education's guideline for operational blueprint and safety. So we have to keep our student groups balanced within those cohorts in order to allow for us to come in person when that time comes. And so we won't be doing a lot of changing of courses based on that piece. So that's why counselors are reaching out and making changes currently. So Kat, I'm not sure if there's anything else you wanted to add to that.
Just you communicated everything that we needed to have spoken as far as this evening towards our parents, as far as it's going to be a really tight ship. It's minimal, like you said, schedule changes, as well as adding or dropping classes and teacher changes.
Okay, so at this point, I would like to turn over the presentation to Ted Rose, our athletic director. Ted, I just want to tell you you're on mute. You've been on mute.
Can you hear me? Thank you. First off, I want to thank everybody for being on today's Zoom meeting. I also want to thank our administrative team, Michael and his group, for organizing this tonight. Brian Diede, our president for the Packbackers, will speak at the end tonight, but I just want to tell him how much we really appreciate him being the president of our Athletic Booster Club and what the Packbackers do and what they contribute to the overall athletic program and to our student body. I just want to thank them too. Okay, athletics. As you can see, we obviously have some changes. Fall sports have actually moved to February. Our seasons will now be starting in December, and there will be 3 seasons. There'll be season 2, 3, and 4. Season 2, our first season that'll be coming up, which will be the winter season, will be December 28th through March 6th, and that'll be swimming, wrestling, and basketball. With these athletic events, we still don't know anything about state competition and what the landscape of that is going to be. That's still unknown, so we're still waiting for information about that, and also including schedules. Our season 3, which is going to be the fall season, will begin February 22nd to May 8th, and that'll be cross country, volleyball, soccer, and football. And our season 4, which will begin April 19th through June 26th, will be golf, tennis, track and field, baseball, and softball. We do have 2 other sports that are governed by different associations, but they will be going in the spring. That'll be water polo, which will be looking to go in March. And right now, lacrosse is looking to go either season 3 or 4, and we will get that information on our website as soon as we have that information given to us. Go to the next slide. Registration information. We finally have gone online now for registration. You can go to the Tualatin Athletic website and register online at any time right now. You will need to have a pre-participation examination form to be filled out by the parent and student. Your physician will also have to do the examination form, which will have to be downloaded on our website, which is good for 2 years. So every incoming freshman must have a physical, and they are good for 2 years. Now, I know there's been some word out there that there's going to be a 3-year window due to some of the circumstances that have been going on with physicals with kids, but right now everything is 2 years. It's really important that you don't wait all the way till December to get your son or daughter a physical. I would do the best you can to get your kids in there as soon as they can to get their physical, to make sure you have that ready to go before the sports start. Obviously, we have a clearance form on there that you'll be able to fill out, and that can all be downloaded on our website. Our pay-to-play fees here at the high school are $225 per sport, $125 if you play a second sport in the same school year, and we have a $700 family discount cap fee. Academic expectations. Student athletes will need to be enrolled in 5 classes at all times. This is really important to know that the kids need to be in 2.5 credits at all times. If you drop below that, your child will be ineligible. So a majority of time, kids will take anywhere between 6 to 8 classes if they feel they need to do that for their academic year, but you have to be passing 5 classes at all time. And going into this December, you have to pass starting right when school starts, going to December, because they're not going back to last semester. So it's very important that your kids get off to a good start. Minimum GPA of 2.0 with no Fs. We do have an academic probation period, which lasts 4 weeks here in the athletic department. Next slide. Next slide. game information and schedules. When we do complete our schedules, which will be probably in the next 30 to 60 days, depending with league and non-league and the number of contests and state competition, we will have those on our athletic website. And we'll also have those on the osa.org website. Currently, there are no schedules right now online, but we hope to have them within the next 30 to 60 days with some state scheduling that we still have to complete to accommodate the modified schedule going into spring. We will have the athletic office hotline available when spring sports start, and you can call that number to find out things of, rainouts, game times, those types of information. Some general information just for incoming freshmen is we do provide busing to all away events. Obviously, we don't know what it's going to look like going into the spring, but we will adjust accordingly here in this department. When we do come on campus, freshmen can take weight training classes here at the high school as freshmen. Our current conference we're currently in right now is the Three Rivers League Conference, which is a fantastic conference. And we're excited at the fact that we have an opportunity to look forward to a season starting in December. I know that I've talked to a lot of parents. A lot of parents have emailed me, and kids need coaches and teachers more than ever right now. And we're going to do everything we can to accommodate those kids once they're able to get on campus and once we're able to start playing sports. So looking forward to seeing you. And I want to thank you again and thank you for your time and patience. Now I'd like to introduce Brian Diede, our Packbacker president.
Before Brian jumps in, I just wanted to add a couple of elements there. One, the OSAA requirements for passing classes might change because the number of school districts that have moved to a 4x4 model or a 3x3 model, 3x4 model. So there may be some additional language to that, but in a normal year, that's true. And then also, I just want to make sure that if you are a family that gets free and reduced lunch help, we do have a waiver process and a fee reduction process. Please don't let cost of athletics or activities ever be a barrier of participation. We will find a way to help provide support to your family. We want our students to be able to be involved. So just wanted to mention those two pieces. Thank you so much, Ted. So as Ted, again, can you introduce Brian?
Brian Diede is our Packbacker president, and I'd like to introduce him right now. Is Brian on?
I'm on.
Hi,
I'm
Brian.
up to the plate. I'm ready to swing away.
Okay.
Hi, Kat. Thank you, Ted. Hello, everyone. Hi, parents and students. Hope you're having a great summer. Like Ted said, I'm Brian Diede. I am the president of the Packbackers. You may wonder, for those of you that are new to the school, what is a Packbacker? Simply put, the Packbacker is a group of parents. Our main goal in life is to support the athletics and also the cheer, dance, and band and orchestra groups here at the high school. Basically, what we do is we raise money and we disperse that money to the teams upon their request. In normal times, I know things have been really, really weird lately. Hopefully we'll get back to the normal. As a group, we normally meet once a month to go over business items and go over requests that may come in. You may ask, how do we raise our money? We do that in various forms, one of which we will not be able to get to until maybe the winter timeframe, is we run the concession stands both outside on the football field and also inside for our indoor activities. You can participate by volunteering, and when you volunteer at working the concession stand, you can represent a team. So for example, if you're a basketball parent and if you want to represent basketball, you'll get somewhere between 40 and 50% of those proceeds that'll go to your team. So we do concessions. The other way we raise our money is through various fundraising events. Just this past Monday, we had our golf tournament, which we normally hold in July, but due to COVID, we had to push that out into August. And we do that in conjunction with the Tualatin Chamber of Commerce. It's a great event. The business community of Tualatin comes out. Golfers, sponsors come out and have a great time. Half of the proceeds there come right back into the Packbacker Fund, again, to be dispersed to our programs. In the winter, we have an event, and hopefully we will be able to hold this event in January. It's called our Brew Fest. It's held at Stickman Brewery. And again, it's a day-long event. Vendors from across the region, brewers and winemakers come in, and it's a time for adult beverages and non-adult beverages, and for the parents to get together and have some fun. And it's a great event. In the spring, we do hold it's a very simple event. It costs you nothing. Nobody sells you anything. It's a drive event. Landmark Ford comes in, you get to test drive a car. There's no salespeople involved. And we walk away with about $20 per ride. So in general, that's what we do. As children, as they graduate, so do our parents, so to speak. So that means we're continually looking for volunteers to join our group. We do have some interesting positions that are open at this time. We had a very large senior class of parents graduate out this past spring. So we are looking for that. You can get to our website. It's still a little bit under construction and we do need to update it a little bit. You can get to our website through the school's website. All you need to do is look under athletics, click on that. You'll see the drop down. It'll say Packbackers. It'll go straight to the Packbacker website. And when we get that up and running again and updated, it'll show the events, how you can contribute, what we contribute, how you can get involved, and so on and so forth. So I don't want to take any more of your time. If you have questions, you can leave those on the website, on the Packbacker website. I would give you my email, but you may forget it. So go ahead and do it that way. Again, welcome aboard. In the words of Rudyard Kipling, one of our philosophies is, for the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. And we truly believe that. We are here for every student. They don't need to be an athlete, they don't need to be in band or orchestra, but we are here for all of your students to make sure that they have a successful school experience and they can be out and go out and graduate and be excellent citizens that we know they can be. So with that, I'm going to end that. I thank you for your time. And when we can all get back together, I look forward to meeting you all in person and reconnecting with the staff at the high school as well. So with that, I wish you a good night. Stay healthy, be safe.
Thank you so much, Brian. We would really love to have some more parents join our Packbacker group. There have been a really dedicated group of parents who have moved on, and we would love to have a wider range of support. This group does an amazing job supporting coaches. It's the first school I've worked, and I've worked in some very large schools in Oregon as a coach and as a administrator. And what's awesome about the Packbackers is they're really a collective group. They look to raise money for our entire school so that coaches can really focus on coaching. When they want to make a request, they would put in a request to Packbackers, and they've funded many projects over the years. And so I'm so thankful for that partnership, but we need some more support and some help. So I would love to see some parents volunteer to join this group along with our next group. So it's a good time to transition to Heather Hale Van Cleek, who is our president of our Timberwolf support organization. And she is going to talk a little bit about what that group does to raise money to support our teachers and a lot of our programs across our school. Heather?
Thank you, Michael. So as Michael said, I am the president of the TSO, also known as the Timberwolf Support Organization. We support the 4 A's, which are athletics, academics, arts, and activities. And what I like about the TSO is we are the only group that supports all 4 and the only group that supports academics. we do raise money. Our biggest fundraiser is our vending machines at this school, which we are hopeful that your students will get to utilize sooner than later. Trust me, they will not go hungry when you send them to the brick and mortar. We also encourage you to link your Fred Meyer accounts or your Amazon Smile to the TSO. Yeah, the script program, which you hopefully utilized at the middle school, is also available at the high school. What we do with these funds is very exciting. I spent the last 2 years as the finance chair for the TSO, and we fund grants for the community of the high school. And that is for students, for staff, for the clubs. And I'll give you just a quick sum of some of the things we were able to fund the past couple of years. Calculators for math classes, mobile audio cart, a light board for the auditorium, a 3D printer for the digital arts. We've supported the United Nations simulations, video resources for the Spanish heritage class, covers for the new goals for the water polo. We try to spread the wealth, and it's an amazing give back to the school and to the community. If you are interested in joining the TSO, you can fill out a volunteer form on our website. You can access the website from the school, do a drop down, but it is also just www.tuhstso.org. And we are planning on doing all of our monthly meetings, but they will be virtual. You will get access to the link for those meetings in emails you will get from the school about a week out. All of our meetings are the second Tuesday of every month. When we go back to school, those will be at the school, in the library, or in the office, but right now it will be virtual. And our first meeting, therefore, will be September 8th. And I encourage you to get involved. A lot of people talk about getting your students involved. Students, you will hear your parents, you will hear your teachers talk about involvement in the school. But parents, it's equally important for you to be involved. The connections you make with the other parents who are going through a lot of the same things that you are, they're valuable and they can last a long time. You can follow us on Facebook. You can go to our webpage, as I said, but get involved. The 4 years will go fast. I've sat through 3 of these meetings and I cannot believe how quickly the 4 years go. But get involved. I'm biased to the TSO, clearly, but if it's Packbackers, if it's helping with the theater, just spend time at the school, and good luck to all of you.
Thank you so much, Heather. We would love to see some more parents involved in that wonderful organization as well. So in closing, I just would like to say a few things to our students. You've heard it a couple of times already. Aim for that 3.0 or higher. C's are better in your classes. Getting to class and staying engaged, even when it's difficult, because as a 9th grader, all of your grades matter. And if you can do those things, and if you can try your best to get along with your classmates, you're going to have a great experience here, and you're going to have your choice of opportunities after high school. In addition, get involved with athletics or activities or clubs. That is one of the largest markers into finding a successful way through high school, is finding your people in our school, finding people who you like to spend time with in community, and then getting to know them and develop close relationships. Those become your important support networks, especially now in a virtual environment. I want to see you all have such a successful transition here, and then get to finally see you in person whenever that time may come. So I want to just encourage you to get involved and to really put your best foot forward, but also be open to feedback. People are going to push you here to become better people. People are going to push you here to become great students. But you have to be open to the feedback that they give you. And sometimes that feedback will push on how you normally carry yourself. And so we hope that you'll buy into our way of doing things here, because we are bought into your success. And when I say you are the future, I mean you are the future. So With that being said, I'm excited to see you in your virtual classes. I'm excited to see you become part of our school community. And then I'm excited to see you when you come here. So make sure you say hi, make sure you give me, you know, a high five or an elbow bump if that's what we're still doing when we come back that time, and get to know your teachers really well. They're here, they care about you. We have some of the most caring and outstanding teachers in the state of Oregon. I really believe that. So I will leave the chat, the Q&A open for a few more minutes, but that ends our formal presentation for tonight. And myself and the administrators will stick in for maybe another 10 minutes and answer any additional questions you have in the Q&A. Have a wonderful night and roll Wolves.